Call the meeting to order. Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Here.
Trustee Katsinas?
Here.
Trustee Milani? Trustee Compass?
Here.
Trustee Reardon?
Here.
Trustee Radiszewski? Here. Mayor Pico.
Here.
Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the July 17th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve the minutes of the Board of Trustee meeting of July 17th, 2023.
Second.
Any comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Radiszewski? Aye. Mayor Pico.
Aye.
Community Pride Award, Rocco Hayes presentation.
So it's my honor to give a Community Pride Award to Rocco Hayes, who is being honored for his outstanding achievement in wrestling. Rocco came in first in the Junior Men's Nationals at 100 pounds for Team Illinois. So congratulations, Rocco. You want to come stand up, and then I'll have you come up in a second. So Rocco's a junior at Carl Sandburg, and he's one of 10 children. So God bless you, Mom and Dad. He competed in the national tournament this year in Fargo, North Dakota, and he said that he's a wrestler partially because his dad was a wrestler in middle school and high school, but also mostly because his oldest brother wrestled his whole life. So. And he dedicates himself to wrestling all year long, and clearly it's paid off. So, Rocco, we're proud to present you this award for winning the national championship. It's a huge achievement. You should be very proud of yourself. Come on down.
Congratulate me for this opportunity, and thank you.
Congratulations. Right there. Usually stand over here. Congratulations. Thanks, Mayor. And I know that Trustee Milani was sorry he couldn't be here because he's a big wrestler and both his kids wrestled. So, but he's not here tonight, so he's sorry he couldn't be here.
Proclamation honoring Arctic Ice Arena, Orland Park's Business of the Month, August 2023.
So obviously every month we name an Orland Park business a Business of the Month, and we have a lot of them. So it's a big deal to have that, and it's my honor to name this month's Business of the Month Arctic Ice Arena. Whereas Arctic Ice Arena has been a family-owned and operated in business in Orland Park for 23 years, David Gus purchased the building in 2000 and has been a destination for hockey players and their families ever since. Whereas Arctic Ice Arena is a hockey rink, a restaurant, a training facility for athletes of all ages and all skill levels. What sets this business apart is the owners have a unique knowledge of the sport of hockey. And whereas Dave Sr. grew up playing football and had no knowledge of or interest in hockey until his son started playing at the age of 3. Being the type of dad that goes all in for his kids' interest, he knew purchasing the rink was the right decision. And whereas Dave Sr. gained vast experience with other hockey facilities as his children grew up playing the sport, he quickly learned what families needed and wanted when it came to the sport of hockey and all it involves. Dave focuses on providing entertainment, elite training, and comfort for patrons and their families. Whereas Dave's children have become involved in the business over the years and have been able to provide insight as to what tools, programs, and coaches are needed to allow players to succeed. With his son and daughter playing hockey at Ohio State University, and his son going on to play with the Rockford Ice Hogs, and this year with the Chicago Blackhawks and scoring on his first shift this year, they know firsthand what it takes to play hockey at a high level, and they bring that experience to Arctic Ice Arena. And whereas Arctic Ice Arena holds family and loyalty as core tenets in its business, the motivation of the owners to succeed comes from the hope that they can spark the love of hockey for the youth of today, just as Dave did with his children years ago. To know that they can be the source of great joy and great memories for families keeps them going. Now, therefore, I, Keith Peacock, Village President of the Village of Orland Park, Illinois, and the counties of Cook and Will, do hereby extend gratitude for the entire community to Arctic Ice Arena for 23 years of serving the community, and hereby proclaim Monday, August 7th, 2023, as Arctic Ice Arena Day in the Village of Orland Park. Congratulations. And I will also add that everywhere I go, you might know that people get an idea that I'm the mayor for various reasons when I'm running for office or whatever. And people from all over the Chicagoland area know Arctic Ice Arena and love the facilities. And that's people who are hockey people all throughout the Chicagoland area, hear it all the time. And also, I think a few of you may know Kendall Coyne. She spent a fair amount of time at Arctic Ice Arena as well. So thank you very much for all you do for the community and for being such a great business here in Orland Park.
The Joint Emergency Telephone System Board appointment.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to advise and consent the appointment of Ryan Vallon to the Joint Emergency Telephone System Board.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Aye. Mayor Pika?
Aye. Ryan, if you could come on up. I state your name. I, Ryan Fallon, have been appointed to the office of the Joint Emergency Telephone System Board
Having been appointed to the office of the Joint Emergency Telephone System Board
in the Village of Orland Park,
in the Village of Orland Park,
in the counties of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
in the counties of Cook and Will, aforesaid,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Joint Emergency Telephone System Board
of the office of the Joint Emergency Telephone System Board
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations very much. And by the way, we couldn't pick a better person for this board. He's also a member of our Emergency Services Disaster Agency and was highly recommended by Chief Rossi to fill this role, and the whole board agrees. So congratulations, Ryan. Welcome aboard.
Accounts payable through August 7th, 2023, approval.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy?
I move to approve the accounts payable from July 18th, 2023 through August 7th, 2023 in the amount of $2,408,486.12.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Aye. Mayor Pika?
Aye.
Consent agenda.
I'll entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items A through, well, I guess first I got to read it, huh? Consent agenda A, payroll for July 21st, 2023. B, replacement of police vehicles purchased. C, Class 8 Kenilworth T480 tandem axle chassis and plow dump body purchased. D, Village Hall Department furniture. E, agreement with Clark Hill PLC for as-needed legal services. Item F, Glock Model 17 9mm 5th generation pistol for police department purchase. THR 1HL tactical LED light purchase, holster L3D or right-hand RH Glock 17/TL purchase. Item G, MCREC Subdivision 16727 to 17047 LaGrange Road. Item H, Bocce Ball Court renovation. Item J, SB Friedman contract amendment. I will entertain a motion to approve items A through H and J of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Peacock?
Aye. Let's skip aye.
Gewalt Hamilton Associates continued GIS service proposals.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to approve the proposal from Gewalt Hamilton Associates for Geographic Information System Support Services in the amount not to exceed the board-approved budget amount for 2024 through 2026, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Peacock?
Aye.
Fernway Road and Ditch Reconstruction Phases 7 through 9, Change Order Number 1.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy.
I move to approve the proposal for change order number 1 to Fernway Road and Ditch Reconstruction Phases 7 and 9 project with PT Farrell Construction Company of Joliet in the amount not to exceed $236,376.88, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to a village attorney review.
Second.
And just so everyone knows, this change is as a result of some of the problems we ran into with this subdivision. This and a couple other subdivisions were unincorporated subdivisions that were incorporated many, many years ago, like in the 60s. And some of the construction obviously was different than what the village does, like, for example, no sidewalks. And so the ditches needed to be regraded, the roads needed to be completely rebuilt to today's standards. And in doing so, we've just run across some things in the final phases here. And also I want to thank the board for pushing this forward and combining these various phases, because otherwise it was going to go on for like another 4 or 5 years from now, and it'll all get completed this year. So thank you for that. Any questions or comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Peacock?
Aye.
Fernway Subdivision Road and Ditch Reconstruction Phases 7 through 9, Construction Management Change Order Number 1.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Katsinas.
I move to approve the proposal for change order number 1 with Baxter and Woodman, Inc. of Mokina, Illinois, for the Fernway Subdivision Road and Ditch Reconstruction Phases 7 through 9, Construction Management in the amount not to exceed $149,800, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
This is related to the same contract. Any questions or comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Peacock?
Aye.
Sale of curb tender pup refuse body and purchase of 2 Perkins 6-yard satellite lifter systems.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to adopt an ordinance entitled Ordinance Authorizing the Sale of Personal Property Curb Tender Pup owned by the Village of Orland Park, Illinois, to DICKSON Equipment of Dallas, Texas, and approve the purchase of 2 Perkins 6-yard satellite lift systems per quote number 34412 dated July 17, 2023 for an amount not to exceed $49,840.96, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Pika?
Aye.
CPAC vertical turbine purchase sole source request.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Healy.
I move to approve, I move to approve the sole source request and proposal from Thomas Pump Company Incorporated for the purchase of 2 vertical turbine pumps and associated VFDs for a total amount not to exceed $113,621, and authorize the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to village attorney review.
Second.
And just so everyone knows, yes, this is sole source, but it was budgeted for $250,000, and we previously went out for bid, and it was a single responder, and it was $657,000, so far exceeding that budgeted amount. Then we did not accept that. We went back for bid again, and it came down to $474,000. Obviously, still well exceeding budget. So staff recommended that we don't accept that either. Have waited some period of time and then went out for bid again, and now the bid came in at $113,000. So it's pretty clear that we've got a good price here, and staff has fully vetted the supplier, and so now we're under budget by not jumping on the very first budget. So great work, as usual. So thanks very much. Any other comments? Call the roll.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Pika?
Aye.
Nature Center property damage repairs.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Reardon.
I move to approve the proposal from Summer Landscaping for a total amount not to exceed $28,400 for the repair of the retaining walls and decorative fencing at the Nature Center, and approve the proposal from Pizzo and Associates for a total amount not to exceed $6,057 for the replacement of damaged trees and landscaping at the Nature Center, and author the village manager to execute all related contracts subject to a village attorney review.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? And George, just to confirm, this was an accident. We are in touch with their insurance company. We do expect reimbursement at some point, but we just need to get it repaired.
This was a vehicle accident that occurred, quite a bit of damage, and we are working with their insurance company.
Okay, thank you. Call the roll.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Pika?
Aye.
Are there any non-scheduled citizens or visitors here to speak? Board comments?
Trustee Reardon.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations to Rocco and the family. I know my brothers both wrestled. I never wrestled. They used to beat me up all the time, but I know it's a family effort. I know that practices and getting people, especially at that high level, and I think one of your children is friends with my daughter, and she could say nothing but nice things about him too. So congratulations again. And then secondly, for the village, for Arctic Ice, my son played hockey there for 7 years. He was very average, but that's what was so great about the place. You had all the big tournaments for the guys that were really good, but the kids that just did it for fun, it was a great place. Always enjoyed going there, so congratulations. Thanks.
Trustee Healy.
I'd also like to congratulate Rocco. When I went away to college, the school had wrestling, and they didn't have wrestling at my high school. Otherwise, well, that's another story. But Rocco, there's nothing. I attended a lot of wrestling matches in college. Even though it was Division III, they took the national championship. There is nothing more exciting than being in a packed gym, watching 2 guys wrestle at that. It was just exciting, and the discipline and strength displayed by the wrestlers is just amazing. So if anybody gets a chance to attend any of those, that would be great. The other thing I'd like to say is that we had thanks to the staff and everybody for the Taste of Orland, which was fabulous, I thought. The one particular thing I'd like to mention is the wall of dog tags by the Veterans and Athletes Union, a collection of dog tags for those killed in over the last maybe 15 or 20 years in a war against terror. The collection was very impressive and humbling, and you know, I think we're very special to get the chance to have that wall here. So it was something else. And my final comment is just coming across there for small businesses out there. There's a new thing called a source grant where they applicate by Cook County. Mr. Mayor, they've taken some of our COVID money and they're trying to give it back to people. And we might be able to get some back here in Orland for the small businesses, but they have to apply for it. And the grants are between 10 and 20,000 apiece, and you've got 10 days to apply for it. It's called a source grant, and you can look at the Cook County website for more information.
Thank you. Trustee Radiszewski? Thank you. Trustee Katsinas?
Thank you. Congratulations, Rocco. He's back there somewhere. I know coming from, I'm one of 8, so if you're one of 10, you probably sharpened your skills with your brothers and sisters, I'm sure. And also, be sure to thank your parents. You know, they have driven around and done a lot to get you where you're at, so never forget that. Arctic, you helped put Orland Park on the map. You know, some of the wonderful players you created. You know, our own Connor Carrick here from Orland Park has done an outstanding job professionally thanks to the skills that he got at your arena. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Also, I'd like to mention that one of our long-standing restaurants is celebrating their 50th anniversary. Fox's Restaurant and Pub at 9655 143rd Street. They are having their 50th year anniversary. They're going to have an anniversary party at the restaurant Friday, April 11th. But they've been family-owned and operated here in Orland Park for 50 years. And I actually had a couple of family members that were there on opening day working. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Compass?
So I'd also like to congratulate Rocco. I won't pretend to be a wrestler, but I did spend many years in martial arts. So I have an idea of how exhausting sparring can be. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of dedication, a lot of frustration, I know, over time, and a whole lot of learning. And I hope you know that your parents, I hope you thank your parents for keeping you on this path, because this is something you're going to carry for the rest of your life. And it's just truly an outstanding accomplishment. So congratulations again. Thank you, Arctic Ice, for being a gem of Orland Park, for being so well known. I second what the mayor had to say. There's often times where I'm somewhere else and I'll mention I'm from Orland Park, and they're, oh, that's where the Arctic Ice Arena is. And it's just wonderful to have you in the community. So thank you for that. No one else mentioned it yet, I don't think. Taste was an outstanding 3 evenings of fun. Even with the rain on Saturday, I just want to give my sincere appreciation to all the staff. I know it's all hands on deck for the Taste, and there's a lot of work, both staff and volunteers. We have a volunteer in the back of the room, as a matter of fact. Really made this a truly memorable 20th year of the Taste. So fantastic job all around on that. Thank you, staff. Since our last meeting, I've also had the privilege of attending the CPAC Guard Games Awards Night. This night celebrates the hard work and dedication of our lifeguards at CPAC. The Aquatic Center is certainly a large piece of our recreation program and provides the community with a great source of fun. However, we also know, parents especially, that water also requires respect and vigilance so that fun does not turn into tragedy. When I observe these award nights, I see not just a summer part-time staff, but an outstanding leadership program for the high school and college-age lifeguards. There's no doubt in my mind that many of these lifeguards will go on to become leaders in other aspects due to the experiences that they've had at CPAC. So it's with that, I'd like to thank Ray, Greg, and all the pool leadership team, the managers, Emma Shea, Dana Weiner, Maddie Narbut, Taylor Villa, Elisa Shaheen, Jackie McGuire, the squad leaders, Cameron Sexton, Amy Johnston, Chloe Schaffsma, and Philip McLaughlin. Team leaders, Kate McGurty, Nick Chelsea, Aaron Berry, Grace Kane, Ryan Zubek, Ava Strobuster, Hannah Strobuster, Angie Dominguez, and Jacob Sandowski. Thank you for another outstanding season, and good luck on finishing the year out with another third five-star safety review. Lastly, and with a heavy heart, I will greatly miss Daryl Wertheim. Although I only had a couple of years to get to know him, Daryl embodied the template of a kind gentleman. Daryl was passionately dedicated to ensuring that all village veterans events were well organized and received by the community. He had a way about him that made people feel instantly at ease and appreciated all at once, with just a smile and a handshake. Daryl dedicated so much of his life in service to others. I hope one day to achieve even but a fraction of the lifetime of compassion, as that would be a life well worth living. While I did not have as much time as I would have liked to get to know Daryl even more, I know he was my friend, our friend, and I will miss him greatly.
Thank you, Trustee Compass. So 3 weeks ago, we held a concert in the Metro Lot near Centennial Park West due to the construction of the new venue. If you were one of the 3,108 people who entered the venue, or the several hundred who watched from outside the gates in the parking lot of the Hills, you know the concert was outstanding from beginning to end. Our staff does a great job of lining up musical acts. Ray, thank you, and thank you to staff, Public Works for setting it up, and Chief for keeping us safe. We'll move on to the veterans a bit. You heard my comments about Daryl on Saturday night and his memorial services tomorrow, but let's just suffice it to say that we were all better people for having known him. Also, Trustee Healy mentioned the wall of dog tags. I too visited it, and there actually is someone I flew with that was on that, killed 5 years after I got out of the service, but he was a member of my last deployment in the Air Force before I got out. And like myself, he was a backseater, and he was promoted posthumously to lieutenant colonel, and he was a former Navy officer. He was an exchange officer when I was in, and when he was going to go back to the Navy, he'd gotten married to an Air Force officer, so they let him cross commission into the Air Force. So it's been 20 years, and he's sorely missed. We'll move on to the Veterans Center, which, as many of you know, we had some information sessions there. It's going to move to a new location, which provides a larger meeting space, a larger kitchen, a deck for the organizational picnics, and hopefully to attract more families into the organization, more parking, and approximately triple the storage. We will also be expanding the Ronald's Inn Memorial to include the other two Village of Orland Park residents, Michael Reber and Dennis Styler, who were killed in Vietnam. As a member of both the VFW and the American Legion posts that call Orland Park Veterans Center their home, I'm very grateful for the generosity of Orland Park residents who have provided us a home in the years past and now for decades to come. I know that nearly all of the VFW and American Legion members feel that way as well, so thank you. The Taste of Orland this weekend was fantastic in spite of some weather challenges. I want to thank all the residents and visitors who came out to this event, our sponsors and vendors who helped make the event great. Just so you know, we had approximately 7,000 the first night, or a little over, and 6,000 the second night in the rain, and 8,000 the last night, so it was a really well-attended event. I also want to thank all of our staff for making this event great. As mentioned, it's an all hands on deck. Thanks to all the ESDA volunteers who are out there working so hard. So from recreation to public works, and for all the other staff and volunteers. Lastly, I want to thank our police department for ensuring we had another peaceful event. And on the police department note, we released our annual report for 2022 last week. As you know, our police department does a phenomenal job. Some of the highlights, and these haven't changed from the State of the Village, but I'm going to repeat them anyways because they're worth repeating. The last 5 years in Orland Park were the 5 years with the lowest number of index crimes of any of the 28 years we track. So doing phenomenally well. Last year, we had lower number of index crime than all reported years except for the last two, and the last two were COVID-related. They were down a little bit more, but they were still they were lower than pre-COVID. So we continue to trend downward and doing a fantastic job. We have extremely low violent crime, the lowest violent crime rate in Illinois for towns over 50,000 for the 4th straight year. And by the way, over half of those violent crimes are actually assaults against our officers. So we keep you very, very safe. And I will also tout two things that really help keep our mall the safest in the Chicagoland region. One is the youth supervision program, which has been incredibly successful. And I know we worked very, very hard to get the mall to adopt, and they finally did, and they're very happy that they did. And then our targeted response unit, which I know we really put in place after the election in 2017, when we saw violent crime starting to increase because of the new policies of the then newly elected state's attorney. And obviously those policies have continued, but that unit has been very, very responsible for getting things off proactively. These lower crime numbers are not an accident. We are busier than we've ever been, but we're very much more proactive than we used to have to be. And that's a testimony to Chief Rossi, to our command staff, to all of the lieutenants and sergeants, all of our officers, and all of everyone else on the police team that are not sworn officers, that are support and admin, and they're equally important, from dispatchers to chief's assistant, and then also to the chiefs before them, and then to the board for supporting it, and to the boards from before us for supporting our police, because this wouldn't be possible without all of that. For those of you who want to bike from Centennial Park West to the Orland grasslands, the bike path that connects the two is now complete, making it much safer to ride down 104th Avenue. So as somebody who rides down 104th Avenue, I'm thankful for that. I look forward to seeing you out there, and say hello if you see me. 2 weeks ago, we also opened the Dr. Marsh Prairie Path. It's kind of a hidden gem, if you will. It's very small, back behind Wolf Road and about 155th and 113th Avenue. So, but if you walk back there, you'll get a great view of the marsh and everything. It really is very, very beautiful. It's not a huge recreation area, but it is something you can go visit, take a picnic, or go out there and take a short walk, and it's another beautiful part of Orland Park. Lastly, a reminder that construction has begun at both Centennial Park West and Schuessler Park. We're excited to see those complete next year. I know dirt started to move at Centennial Park West, and I believe Schuessler Park we're starting to dredge, correct? Finally got our permits from the Army Corps, so we're starting to dredge that pond, so the pond will be healthier, it'll be bigger, it'll be even more supportive of fish, so great stuff there. And then a plug for our Veterans Golf Classic on August 29th, so please come out to that. I think there's 10 more foursomes available, so if you want to come play golf, come out there. All the proceeds go to support our veterans. And then also at the next concert on August 19th, we'll see you out there at Centennial Park West. With that, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman,
Trustee Compass.
I move to go into executive session for A, approval of minutes, B, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performances, or dismissal of specific village employees, C, collective negotiating matters between the village and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, D, pending litigation against, affecting, or on behalf of the village, or when found by the board that such action is probable or imminent.
Second.
Call the roll.
Trustee Compass?
Aye.
Trustee Katsinas?
Aye.
Trustee Healy?
Aye.
Trustee Reardon?
Aye.
Trustee Rashevsky? Mayor Pika?
Aye. We'll go into executive session.